back to ONYX Pages. I am in a onesie sitting on the floor, and I feel like that is a good life choice right now because I have been trying to film for weeks, Tommy? Weeks. And apart from doing like lives and stuff, it's been a challenge. I think part of it is the end of year rush. But anyway, this is where I keep my books when I get them. So I thought, let me just do an unboxing. A haul. It's late. So let me do a haul and show you some of the books. This is not that I got recently. It's not going to be my last haul because I tend to do a lot of shopping toward the end of the year. And so there will be other hauls. But for now, here are a few books that I've recently acquired. Ooh. So the first one is called Orleans. It's by Sherry Smith. And this is a name that's very close to my heart. So the Delta borders have been sealed. The United States has changed forever, you don't say. After a string of devastating hurricanes and a severe outbreak of Delta fever, the Gulf Coast has been quarantined. Years later, residents of the outer states are under the assumption that if life in the Delta is all but extinct... Years later, residents of the outer states are under the assumption that life in the Delta is all but extinct. But in reality, a new primitive society has been born. Fen de la Guerre is living with her blood tribe in the Delta when they are ambushed. Left with her leader's newborn and determined to get the baby to a better life over the wall, Fen meets Daniel, a scientist from the outer states. Brought together by chance, kept together by danger, they are each other's last hope for survival. So, we shall see. Who knows? This is Sherry Smith. Sherry Smith has written several award-winning novels for young adults. Fly Girl, her first novel, won the California Book Award, was a YALSA Best Book for Young Adults, and has received 15 state award nominations. She lives in Los Angeles, California. So this sounds to me like a post-apocalyptic, near-future speculative fiction YA novel with what appears to be a young black female protagonist. So looking forward to that. Oh, this one. These two I got. Thank you to Chloe from Thistle and Verse for introducing me to the Power and Magic graphic novels. So this one is, these are Queer Witch graphic novels, number 1, volume 1 and volume 2. So for countless people across the world, the witch symbolizes feminine force and nonconformity. Power and Magic collects 15 original comics about queer witches of color as they master their abilities, uncover their traditions, and navigate love as beings with incredible power. From the euphoria of holding the stars in your grasp to the sacrifices we make to reach them, the Queer Witch Comics Anthology explores what it means to be a person of power in all its complexity. Featuring the work of 17 women, demigirls, and bi-gender creators of color, Power and Magic presents an experience as rich and diverse as womanhood itself. So that's volume 1. Volume 2 reads, Power and Magic is back with 19 new stories by queer creators of color, all women or women aligned and all extraordinary. The witch is a symbol of power for women across the world. She represents defiance, transcendence, feminine monstrosity, healing, and connection with the natural and supernatural worlds. From her wands and flora to her bonds of kinship, Power and Magic Volume 2 explores what gives each witch her power and how she will choose to use it. So I will say to you that as beautiful as these covers are on the outside, Inside is all black and white. So you must be prepared for that reality. I am not a fan of black and white graphic novels. I don't like them. They often look like coloring books to me, and I'm like, I want more. So if you are partial to that, you need to know that it's all black and white inside. And so just be prepared. But I think I can get over that, and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, the next, I'm opening the ones with the easiest packages. Okay, so this next one is, ooh, The Ancestors. Okay, The Ancestors. The past has returned to haunt us. So this is stories by L.A. Banks, Tananarive Due, and Brandon Massey. And this is old. This is published in 2008. I mean, old-ish. So, okay, in the back. Dead. Some evils are so great that they transcend death. In Brandon Massey's The Patriarch, a young writer travels to the hushed backwoods of Mississippi, where dangerous secrets surface as a generations-old feud comes to bone-chilling new life. Buried. The souls of the mistreated always find a way to be heard. In L.A. Banks's Every Shut-Eye Ain't Sleep, violent visions haunt a man until he's handed an opportunity to right the wrongs of the past and prevent unspeakable acts from occurring once again. Forgotten. When horrors are covered up and lost, our ancestors must find a way, even in death, to tell their tales. In Tananarive Due's Ghost Summer, ancestors haunt the nights of two children, and when a grisly discovery is made, these ancestors will make their mark on both the dead and the living. So this, The Ancestors, I guess it's just 3 stories. Right. So I have already read Ghost Summer. I wonder if it's the same edition or the same version of the story as the one from her short story collection, which came out some time ago. It looks like it might be. But the good news is that there are 2 other stories that I haven't read, and I'm particularly interested in L.A. Banks. So I think she's written a lot of vampire books. Okay, last. I'll leave this to the last because I think I know what that one is. So let's see what this is. This might actually. This says that it's from a book. This says this is from Book People, so hopefully it is. Okay. This was... I'm still hoping this is an actual book. It was wrapped in white paper, which is cool. Okay, I really should have opened this better. I'm very excited about this one. If it is what I think it is. Yes. Okay. This, check it.
Ooh, nice cover. Very nice.
This is called Stone and Steel.
That's on my 2022 TBR.
Your 2022 TBR. Stone and Steel by Ebony Dunbar. When General Aaliyah returns to her city triumphant, she expects to find the people of Titus prospering under the rule of her queen and lover, beautiful stone mage Odessa. So just to clarify, we're talking like hardcore lesbian activity. Instead, she finds a troubling imbalance in both the citizens' well-being and Odessa's rule. Aaliyah must now rely on all of her allies, old and new, to do right by the city that made her. So this makes me very happy because it is like full of queer blackness. So some of the praise includes the following. A sharp and sexy story of love, loyalty, and magic. Ebony has given us a world where black queerness reigns supreme, and our world is better for it. So yeah, super excited about this. Yes. Okay. There's a lot of like queer. Oh, there's another one that I got that I haven't talked about yet. Okay. Is there more? No, I don't think there's more. Okay, there's this, Trouble the Saints. I haven't talked about this yet. This is by Elia Dawn Johnson, who wrote The Summer Prince, which I enjoyed. Welcome to New York, 1942. You get the hands with a dream that runs true. In Harlem, we might throw a party or we might keep it real quiet. Sometimes that extra dose of juju doesn't go over well with the neighbors, but we always play the numbers. The dream that gives you the hands never fails, they say. Well, what the Lord giveth, he can taketh the hell away. Okay, that doesn't tell you anything. Trouble the Saints is a dazzling, daring novel, a magical love story, a compelling exposure of racial fault lines, and an altogether brilliant and deeply American saga. Amid the whir of the city life, a young woman from Harlem is drawn into the glittering underworld of Manhattan, where she's hired to use her knives to strike fear in its most dangerous denizens. 10 years later, Phyllis LeBlanc has given up everything, not just her own past, and Dev, the man she loved, but even her own dreams. Still, the ghosts from her past are always by her side, and history has appeared on her doorstep to threaten the people she keeps in her heart. And so Phyllis will have to make a harrowing choice before it's too late. But is there ever enough blood in the world to wash clear generations of injustice? I have no idea what to expect here, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this book yet. So this was a 2020 release. So this was 2020. Stone and Steel released, I think, as well in 2020. Yep, 2020. The Ancestors 2008. And then The Power and Magic Volumes 1 and 2. I want to say they're both 2020. But, oh no, I lied. 2016 and 2019. Orleans is (2013). Okay. And then the last book, which is definitely 2020, is here. And I believe, well, let me just open it. Yes, this is it. This is an advanced reader's copy. Although I don't know how advanced it is right now. From Penguin Random House. So thank you, Penguin Random House, for this. Okay. And I would like to introduce you to this friend, Rebel Sisters. So Rebel Sisters.
Oh, that's a lovely cover too.
It is. This is the sequel to War Girls by Tochi Onyebuchi. So you can see like all the other books. I actually own these as well. So it's been 5 years since the Biafran War ended. Ify is now living where she always dreamed, the space colonies. She's a respected, high-ranking medical officer and has directed her life to helping refugees like herself rebuild in the colonies. Back in a recovering Nigeria, Uzo, a young synth, helps an aid worker, Zifeng, restore images and details of the war held in the technology of destroyed androids. Uzo, Zifeng, and the rest of their team are working to preserve memories of the many lives lost, despite the government's best efforts to eradicate any signs that the war ever happened. Though they are working toward common goals of helping those who suffered, Ify and Uzo are worlds apart. But when a mysterious virus breaks out amongst the children in the space colonies, their paths collide. Ify makes it her mission to figure out what's causing the deadly disease, and doing so means going back to the homeland she thought she'd left behind forever. Very cool. And I just happened to open to the title page for part 2, and it's got some nice illustrations, very muted. So this one came out in 2020, and I wonder, I mean, it was probably already in publication, but the idea that there's like this deadly virus, that's kind of apropos for 2020. So I think that's it for everything. I think that's it for everything that I wanted to share with you that I have, that I've purchased. Yeah. Actually, there's one more that I didn't talk about. I'll just say, so this is a nonfiction book. I thought I had spoken about this in another video, but I hadn't, because that video was more about Octavia Butler books. So this is called Queer Times Black Futures by Dr. Carla Keeling. Queer Times Black Futures considers the promises and pitfalls of imagination, technology, futurity, and liberation as they have persisted in and through racial capitalism. Carla Keeling explores how the speculative fictions of cinema, music, and literature that center Black existence provide scenarios wherein we might imagine alternative worlds, queer and otherwise. In doing so, Keeling offers a sustained meditation on contemporary investments in futurity, speculation, and technology, paying particular attention to their significance to queer and Black freedom. And yeah, just I got this because I want to read anything that has to do with like Blackness, queerness, and futurism. Okay, that's all I got for you today. So if you have watched this video all the way to the end, I would love for you to include an emoji that relates somehow to winter. So I'm talking snowflakes, I'm talking gusts of wind, I'm talking, you know, snow-covered trees and skis and skates and such. Well, northern hemispheres, like winter. Actually, there is no winter in the southern hemisphere, so here we are. Okay, so that is what I would like you to do, and I am going to shout out myself because I filmed this video. So
woo woo!
Yeah,
People in the back.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there we are. Okay, read with purpose, because why waste your time and imagination? Because it's magical. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Bye.